Welcome to this video, where you will see beautiful people, beautiful places, and more. Enjoy it. Welcome back to our journey exploring why young women aren't going topless anymore. In our last episode, we touched on some big themes: technology, harassment fears, and shifting beauty standards, but today, we're zooming in on two powerful forces that have fundamentally reshaped how women view their bodies: social media and the porn industry. These aren't just trends, they're cultural juggernauts that have redefined femininity and empowerment for an entire generation. So grab your headphones, settle in, and let's unpack the digital dilemma. Let's start with social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok have become the ultimate stage for self-expression, or so it seems. But behind every perfect post lies a carefully curated reality. Julia Barcelo, an actress and body liberation activist, calls it aesthetic violence. She explains, young women are bombarded daily with images of perfect bodies. These bodies are often edited, filtered, or surgically altered, creating an impossible standard that most people can never achieve. And here's the kicker: these standards don't just affect how women perceive themselves, they dictate how they present themselves in public spaces, including beaches. If you've grown up believing that only certain types of bodies are worthy of admiration, showing your natural form can feel like stepping onto a battlefield unprepared. But it's not just about looking good, it's about performing well. Social media has turned life into a highlight reel, where every moment is documented, shared, and judged. For young women, this creates immense pressure to curate their image constantly. Laura Garcia, the university student we met earlier, put it bluntly: going topless doesn't fit into the Instagram aesthetic. It's too raw, too real. People might judge you for it, and who needs that kind of attention? This performative culture extends beyond social media, too. Even in everyday interactions, there's an expectation to look polished and put together. Showing your breasts in public feels like breaking the rules of this invisible script, and for many, the risk isn't worth the reward. Now, let's talk about another elephant in the room: pornography. The porn industry has long been criticized for its portrayal of women, but its impact on societal norms is more profound than ever. Gemma Galdon, our expert in technological security, points out that pornography has normalized a very specific type of female body, one that is surgically enhanced, airbrushed, and devoid of imperfections. This narrow definition of beauty has seeped into mainstream culture, influencing everything from fashion trends to dating apps. For young women, the message is clear: if your body doesn't match this ideal, you're somehow inadequate. And when it comes to going topless, the comparison game becomes even harder to escape. As one activist told me, if all the breasts you see online are fake, why would anyone want to show their natural ones? On nudist beaches, however, the narrative changes. Here, authenticity reigns supreme. There's no pressure to conform to societal standards because nudity is celebrated in its purest form. Fashion expert Charo Mora describes it as a radical act of acceptance. She says, nudist communities have done incredible work challenging the notion that only certain bodies deserve visibility. On these beaches, everyone belongs. This inclusivity creates a safe space where women can embrace their bodies without fear of judgment, or unwanted photos ending up online. It's a stark reminder that context matters. When nudity is normalized and respected, women are far more likely to exercise their right to bare skin. So, what does all this mean for young women's mental health? Feminist anthropologist Livia Modero warns us not to underestimate the psychological toll of living in such a hypercritical world. For previous generations, going topless was empowering because it challenged patriarchal norms, she explains. But for today's young women, the act carries a different weight. It's not just about defying society, it's about navigating a minefield of insecurities, fears, and external pressures. This constant balancing act can take a toll, leading to anxiety, self-doubt, and even shame. And yet, despite these challenges, many young women continue to push back against societal expectations in their own unique ways. But here's the million-dollar question: has feminism itself shifted focus? Some argue that the decline in toplessness doesn't signal a loss of progress, it's simply a recalibration of priorities. Activists like Mariona Trabal remind us that feminism is a living, breathing movement. The struggles of my generation were different, she says. We fought for basic rights, like the freedom to go topless without being shamed. Today's feminists are tackling new issues, like online harassment, workplace equality, and reproductive rights. That doesn't mean they've forgotten the past, it means they're building on it. In other words, the fight for bodily autonomy hasn't disappeared, it's just taken on new forms. In this episode, we've explored how social media and the porn industry have shaped modern attitudes toward female nudity. From the pressure to perform online to the unrealistic beauty standards perpetuated by pornography, these forces have created a complex web of challenges for young women. But as we've seen, the story doesn't end here. Nudist beaches offer a glimpse of what's possible when society embraces authenticity and respect. And feminism continues to evolve, addressing new issues while honoring the victories of the past. In our final episode, we'll examine whether this generational shift represents a step backward or a bold leap forward. We'll hear from activists, academics, and everyday women about what empowerment looks like in the 21st century. Is toplessness still relevant in the fight for gender equality? Or have we moved beyond it altogether? Find out in Part 3. Thanks for watching this video and walking with me in this adventure. Don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.